All right, folks, we are live for some Veterans Day putting, and as the title implies, I'm going to wait for some more people to come in here to talk about it, but a new Garmin golf launch monitor was teased earlier today. I got Punch Green's Golf over here going crazy about this thing. Feels weird hitting actual putts again after using the square past few days. I may need to figure out some kind of like putting add-on I can figure out for the garage. Again, waiting for some more of the usual suspect launch monitor people to stumble in here, and then we'll start talking about the new Garmin unit that I have a lot of thoughts about. I've had a couple wonky putts here. This is the first time I putted on this since getting the square. I feel like that's almost messed with me a little bit. Definitely more so though my setup with that thing, not having a perfect putting mat. What's up, Moonlight? Happy Veterans Day. I just accidentally figured out you can do full screen on the YouTube chat. I didn't know that was possible. I just accidentally like swiped on it. You deserve a sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the hopefully growing community. Are you a golf person, Moonlight? Kinda. What's up, Brent Ruth? How are you? Do me a favor if you guys don't mind. Hit the like button on the video. See if we can get this live stream out to some more people. Back to the other setup. Yes, sir. Dorico. Back to putting. I needed a break from hitting so many balls. Plus, if you saw the title, Garmin Golf just teased a brand new unit earlier today. I'm waiting for some more golf people to come in here to talk about it. I became a subscriber. Appreciate it, Brent. If you're curious what it is, you can go over to their it's a very short little video. It says rain or shine, see you soon. It was only like a 5-second video, but it's on their the Garmin Instagram and Garmin Golf Instagram page. Too tired to hit balls, I see. 100%. You see the big news, Black Cloud? Title of this title of the video. I was waiting for you and Bogeyman Bill at least to pop in here so we can talk about it. Have you done much putting with the Square and GS Pro? Um, not nothing really besides what you guys have seen for the most part. Like I haven't done like an official like video yet on GS Pro, and I think the only time I've really played it was just for the live streams that you guys have seen. How's your day? Day's been going good. How's your day? Yeah, look at the title. Pretty crazy. So Black Cloud, or anyone else, if you're curious, Garmin Golf today just launched, or not launched, but they just released a video. It was about 6 hours ago. They released a video teasing a new unit. It was like a 5 second long video on their both the Garmin Instagram page and the Garmin Golf Instagram page, and it says "Rain or shine, see you soon." You can go see it if you want, but it's a new unit. They have the top of the unit feature that says Garmin. It's going to be a unit in front of you, and I did a video a few months back, close to a year ago. It's titled Garmin R50, and I'm pretty positive it's going to be a unit along those lines. Ready to order the Square? Just getting my synth set up in the garage. Well, I'd wait now, so that's part of the reason why I wanted to come on here. I would wait. DIY yard or yeah, DI yard. Go look at the Garmin. Uh, I mean, there's not really much to see, so you don't have to go look at it. But people have been waiting for over a year now for a new upgrade from the Garmin R10, and Garmin just put out a teaser saying that basically they're gonna announce and release a new unit soon. So I would wait to see. The Square is awesome. Like I don't have any regrets getting it, but of course, as soon as I literally within days of getting it, Garmin finally announces a new unit that I've been waiting for over a year. If they announced that video like 2 weeks ago, I would have possibly not even ordered the Square, which is part of the something that I want to talk about throughout this. But like the streamer, I'm coming for you. Appreciate it, Moonlight. Well, that's not good news. I thought you were gonna say you got a sponsorship of sorts. Yeah, probably a better launch monitor with a camera instead of Doppler radar, maybe both. No, I wish no sponsorships over here. I wish just from you guys with the memberships. But um, it's gonna be if you type in Garmin R50 in YouTube, you can do it after, but Garmin R50 is rumored to be the name. I did a video and they've had a patent. I found the patent online and I did a video kind of talking about it. The patent, it kind of explains what's going to be in there, and they didn't file that patent for nothing. So I'd be honestly very surprised if the unit is completely different from what's in that patent. But basically, I'm expecting it's going to be a dual like system radar. So it's going to or dual system launch monitor. So it's going to have probably 2 or 3 cameras similar to the Square. It's going to sit right in front of you like the Square, and I bet at least from what the patent says, it's going to have radar as well. So it's going to pick up, I'm assuming, club speed and ball speed from the radar, and then the camera stuff all for everything else for like spin access and everything like that. Yeah, hybrid, exactly. Camera and radar. I mean, they just teased it, so again, if you make the next putt, I'll donate $5. All right, deal. This is a big putt then. Hopefully I make it. Woo! All right, let's see. Let's see if not Anthony sticks to his word. There's another one for good measure. W. Donating now. All right. Appreciate it. But as far as that announcement video and them coming out with it, it's 100% in response to Square. And even the fact that it said rain or shine, to me, that's a shot directly at Square because Square is only indoor. I've been hearing that. I mean, people have been anticipating it ever since like after a year of when the Garmin R10 was out. Um, I've been waiting for it for a while, but they definitely. I've been hearing that they were going to announce the new unit at the PGA show in January, but I can almost guarantee the fact that Square is so good and came on the market and selling like hotcakes, they Square kind of forced their hand to move up their timeline. Guarantee it. Garmin's too late to the game. They see everyone releasing these cheap, good launch monitors and figure they should up their game from the R10. I don't think they're too late because everyone, like I was talking to people before, people that were on the fence or even like DIY in here, don't need an outdoor launch monitor, don't want to pay more for that feature. Well, it depends. That's the thing. Who knows what this price point's going to be? Um, I have like my gut says it's going to still be under 1,000. I mean, the Square's 700. The R10 was 599, so 600. But them just releasing that teaser is gonna put a massive dent. Maybe not a massive, but it's gonna put a dent in the Square sales, guaranteed. Because everyone that has an R10, or maybe they're like kind of debating in the market of upgrading, they're not gonna rush out and go buy the Square because they're gonna wait and see what is capable from this new unit and what the price comes out as. No subscription is great for Square. I agree. So another thing I was thinking about is I was wondering if like they're gonna have no subscription, free GS Pro integration. Um, I think strongly that the Square changed the game. So now every other company kind of needs to fall in line because essentially, no offense to Black Cloud with the SkyTrack, but SkyTrack and all those mid-tier launch monitors, even the MLM2 Pro, the cheaper ones without as many features, all those companies now have to adjust. So I was thinking about it. My bet is going to be free GS Pro integration for this new Garmin unit. However, Home T Hero is still $10 a month. So for everyone that currently has Home T Hero or did in the past, if they suddenly come out with this new unit that is completely free, everyone with an active subscription is going to be like, well, what the heck? So I can almost guarantee it's still going to be $10 a month, and I can also almost guarantee that it's going to be there's going to be a massive overhaul of Home T Hero. So it's going to end up looking a lot more, if not better, than what the Square courses look like, which honestly look really good. Besides GS Pro, and like I don't even know about E6. Maybe like the really new version of E6, but like compared to like every other native course, Square's up there. I think Square looks really good for the graphics. Launchbox is coming out too, specifically for people who make E6, a couple $1,000s, but a lifetime E6 with it. To me, that doesn't appeal to me. Donate, I'm going to take all your life savings. Yeah, not Anthony just disappeared. We'll see. Black Cloud has the permission to block not Anthony if he doesn't donate. Someone did that the other day. Been waiting for this kind of shakeup. Price of launch monitors have been way too high. I mean, I've been talking about this in the past though. Even just like the Garmin R10 changed the game because before the Garmin, it was only like the SkyTrack was like the cheapest one. When the Garmin came out, what was that, 2-3 years ago now at this point? When the R10 came out, that changed the game because that was one of the first, if not the first ever, like under 1,000 launch monitor for people to use at home. And now even since then, the past 2 years have been crazy with the MLM2 Pro and all these different units coming on the market. But Square, how awesome Square is, they changed the game with the no subscription, which is huge. You have to use the credits, but that's only for their courses, which is no big deal. And free GS Pro with all the capabilities and how accurate it is. Like I said, every other company has to adjust now. And if you've been noticing, if you look at all the other units like Unicores, the Bushnell Launch Pro, SkyTrack, all those, they're all offering over the past like month since Square has gotten so popular, they're all offering like pretty big discounts on all their units, which is funny. But that's all response to Square, and 100% this doing the teaser today, that's 100% in response to Square. There's no way around that. You'll never be able to convince me otherwise. I borrowed my neighbor's MLM2 Pro, and it's useless without a subscription. I know. I was close. I haven't seen you in here before. DI Yard or DIY Yard, however you say it. Apologies if I'm not saying it right. I haven't seen you in here before, so I'm going to repeat myself. But back in last April, I was between getting GS Pro and use it with my Garmin R10 or getting the MLM2 Pro. I was like really like it was a tough decision between the two. Obviously, GS Pro was more expensive between the laptop I had to buy and the subscription, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna spend the money on one of these two things. But that was the main thing that got me. The $200 a year just to be able to use it is so dumb. Just found your channel yesterday. Well, welcome to the community. Um, But yeah, the $200 subscription is ridiculous. So I wouldn't be surprised. Again, the problem is if they go and drop it now, everyone that's currently paying for it and paid for it in the past, they're just going to piss off everyone. But in response to Square and possibly whatever this new Garmin unit comes out as, I wouldn't be surprised if MLM or Rapsodo ends up dropping that subscription or cuts it in half. So maybe they would entice more people to stay if they dropped it to $100 a year. I could see that. And by the way, I did a test today. Someone mentioned, um, it was in a comment. Someone left a comment that I did the video, I released a video today of the shot shaping, and someone commented saying that if you put the club stickers on all your clubs, you can get estimated side spin for the square. So I did a test earlier, and I didn't even know about that. That makes the unit even better because for that, the test I did that I released today, you could only get side spin. You could only shape the ball if you were using the square golf ball with the dots. But now, if you just put the club stickers, which they come with it, they come with 20. So I counted them. They come with 20. So you get some extras. But if you just put those on your clubs, now you can shape your ball. You can get side spin. It seems really accurate, and you can just use whatever golf ball you want. So Square is getting, not that they just did that, I just didn't know about it, but Square is like literally as I'm using it getting better, which is crazy. Have you seen the stickers you can buy for the balls? Yeah, I have, and that's what my plan was. So originally, up until literally this afternoon, when I found out about that, my plan was using the. It only comes with the square comes with three balls. My plan was using those balls for everything from driver to my approach wedge, and then for my 56 and my 60, I was just going to use regular balls because the faces on those, you get so much spin, they literally chew up the golf ball. So I didn't want to chew up those square balls, and I was going to look into buying some black stickers for the balls to make my own, just because some people use Sharpies, but with the white impact screen that I have for the projector, if you use Sharpie on the ball, on any ball, all my balls are that I use on there are brand new and clean. Same thing with your clubs. But if you put Sharpie on the ball anywhere and then you hit it into the screen a bunch of times, the Sharpie rubs off and stains the screen. Maybe a better option than Sharpie. Yeah, so that's what I was just saying. The dots would be the way to go. But as of this afternoon now, all I have to do is put the stickers on the rest of my clubs. I tested it with an 8-iron. All I have to do is put the stickers on, and the side spin seemed very, very close because now it's picking up your face angle and your path so it can estimate the side spin. Automotive pen might work. From what I've heard, I mean, I'm a very new like indoor impact screen user, but from what I've heard, pretty much nothing besides the dots are good for that. Otherwise, it's going to rub off. And even the dots, I wouldn't be surprised if the dots slowly but surely put some like little tiny black marks. Not as bad as a Sharpie, but I wouldn't be surprised if those start to rub off on the screen too. But again, now that I know about the stickers, I just put stickers on all my clubs and I get really, really close to accurate side spin numbers, and I can just use whatever ball I want, which is another massive checkbox ticked for the square. A lot of questions though about this new Garmin unit. One, what is the price going to be? My gut tells me again under 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 899 somewhere in there. So like an upgrade with way more features than the R10, but still under 1,000. Maybe even like 995. But it could also be like 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to compete with like Bushnell and Skytrack with this new unit in that price point. and then we'll have to see about subscription, official GS Pro integration. If you have to use balls. Jesus, Panda. Don't you have a broken foot? How'd you even do that? Getting my garage floor done today and then start to build out of my garage. Bye. See you, Moonlight. What are you gonna get? Are you buying like a fully done enclosure? Or are you gonna do something more custom and built out like I did? You can save a lot of money, which is the reason I did it. Plus, I mean, it's kind of fun. It's kind of stressful when you're ordering different stuff. You don't know if it's going to work and setting it all up. But I saved a lot of money doing the way I did it. And if you caught my videos this week, I ordered it this morning. I'm going to do a hospital curtain track, it's called. So on all the beams up top, I'm going to drill. It's basically a 32-foot long DIY enclosure. Awesome. I'm gonna do a 32, I think it's 32.8, whatever 10 meters comes out to. It's a 10-meter long track, so it's gonna work similar to like a shower curtain, and they have rollers on them with hooks. So I'm gonna hook the nets, the black tarp, and the impact screen all to those hooks in the sliding rollers. So when I still need to use that space, I can pretty much slide the whole thing. Was that a shopping mall? I have a scooter. Guy should have been more understanding. I'm literally handicapped. Man's gotta go, he's gotta go. Hey, I mean, you have a point. They say one in the sink, not on the floor in the mall. Well, I mean, not much excuse for that. Are you gonna get a handicap sticker thing for your or a plaque for your car? If I was you, DIY yard, I would wait for the details to come out, which I think will be sooner than later for the Garmin unit, and then I would decide between that and the Square, personally. Rapsodo's a no-go. One, I think the Square is more accurate than the Rapsodo anyways, first and foremost. Two, the subscription is a no-go, and you have to use their balls pretty much. So that's kind of out unless you're in the market for a higher end unit. But I'm back. Was in the shower. Handicap's in the mail. Your mom's car. I can't drive. That's funny. Um, I personally, if I was you, and again, if that announcement came out 2 weeks ago before I ordered the Square, I don't know if I would have ordered it because I would have waited to see. But hold off for Garmin announcement. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Budget build for me. Yeah, so personally, if I was you, definitely I would just choose between those two and wait for the details on Garmin. Um, the question is you got to ask yourself, which is I've asked myself, and I was asking myself that before I bought the Square. What price point would the Garmin have to be at for you to buy it? Like, there's a certain point where it's like maybe $1,000 for you, 1,500. Like, at what point do you say, all right, no, I'm not going to get that? Guessing the unit will be at least 2,500. And they probably did a huge upgrade for graphics in their 40,000 courses. I think the fees will go up to $200 a year for their courses and also includes GS Pro capabilities, so no third-party fees. Huh. Interesting. I mean, who knows? You could be right. I don't think they'll do that just because now, again, like, I was watching the Joe Rogan and the Elon podcast, and one of the things that stuck in my head is the fact that Elon buying Twitter, now X, and running it the way he does basically sets the new watermark. So every other social media company now kind of has to adjust slightly what they're doing to be able to compensate now for like the change in the market that Twitter has been doing now with Elon between the free speech and the shadow banning and whether you believe about it or not, all that stuff. So if you take that analogy and compare it to the launch monitor game now, I think they're going to make this unit very, very aggressively priced. And I think maybe they go from $10 to $20 a month. I don't see anything much more expensive than that. Well, I guess $20 a month would be $200 a year or more. So you're right. Um, I don't know. I mean, Home to Hero is currently $10. Again, if you're like, that's another thing to consider though. Like, even at $10 a month or $100 a year, if if the new unit, if Garmin comes out and it's like as accurate, like literally identical to the Square or very close to it, but then you have $100 a year subscription, I don't know if you're getting that. Obviously, GS Pro wants their money, so you have to pay them. I think I was thinking about this. I think that GS Pro probably puts aside some of that 250 a year, and I bet they give some of the money to because they're basically getting free advertising now on the Square website, and Square's not making any money allegedly from that. I bet they take call it $50 out of the 250. I bet they give it to the launch monitor companies because otherwise, launch monitor companies would just tell them to go kick rocks, and they're literally losing money by that. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of that GS Pro money goes to them. I want to see how much I use it in the cold winters of Wisconsin. My garage is insulated, but still cold in the winter. Yeah, I don't have any insulation in my garage. Um, But I mean, if you look at my channel, like I've literally been out there the past 2 years in the snow, and when it's been like 20 and 30 degrees. So even inside in the garage, uninsulated and no heater or anything, one, there's no wind, so that's massive. No wind chill, anything like that. And two, even just being inside like that, you're gonna be at least probably 10 degrees warmer in the garage than you would be outside. So I think you're gonna get a lot of use out of it. If you build this thing out, I think you're gonna use it a lot personally. But anything that used to be lasers or cameras are going to be more accurate than radar based. In my opinion, having a camera and radar would be more accurate, similar to SkyTrack Plus. They use laser and Doppler radar. I don't disagree. Um, but then that begs the question of that higher capability unit, that's not free to do, right? So I know you're saying it's going to be more expensive. So that leads me to believe then it's going to be like $1,500, if not more. I'm not sure exactly how the score works, to be honest. There's infrared lights in the middle, but I don't know if those really do anything besides look for the ball. And then there's two high-speed cameras. Will be very interesting what the price point will be. I know we're talking about an even par. How much the price will be, how much the subscription will be, free GS Pro integration. Um, I think that announcement 100% came. Sorry if I'm repeating myself for people that heard it, but the homie Uneven Par just popped in, so and Black Cloud was in the shower. But that announcement today was 100% in response of Square, 100%. And I think the little rain or shine, that's a shot at Square too, because Square is only indoors. And I have you won't be able to convince me otherwise that they were originally planned for the PGA show in January, and because Square's been selling like hotcakes, they got their timeline pushed up earlier. So now, if this was 2 weeks ago before I ordered the Square, I would have second guessed and probably I don't know probably, but I would have been much more inclined to hold off buying the Square. Um, so this and that little 5 second teaser is going to put a big dent in Square's sales that have been probably off the charts right now. I bought a cheap 8x8 Amazon impact screen. I had that originally, and I actually got to keep it. Which one did you get? I'm curious because I just bought those. I originally bought an 8 foot 2 inch by 8 foot 2 inch, but there was an issue with that one, and it wasn't quite big enough. So Amazon let me keep it, which is cool. But I ended up buying it was $139, a 9 foot 8 inch by 9 foot 8 inch. I'm just saying 2,500 or so competes with SkyTrack and other units, have a price tag of 3 grand or higher without scaring consumers away from it. What does it mean for R10 units? Hopefully they don't become obsolete. Not obsolete. They'll still support it and you'll still be able to use it. It's just going to be a new unit with more features. So if you want higher accuracy and more features, then you buy that instead or in addition to. Same thing like the Rapsodo. Their original one, like the original MLM, um, that didn't become obsolete. It's just if something newer and better is on the market now, you're gonna go to that instead. Balls are stuck at the top, I know. I'm hopefully two more. We'll see if they clear them. Could you imagine if they do this, say pre-orders are live and they ship out just in time for Christmas? They could make a killing, but that won't happen. Depends how quick they announce details. I wouldn't be surprised. It took them a long time to roll out the R10. Like there was a long time. There was at least probably 2, 3, 4 month period where they were so hard to get because they literally changed the game with that, and now Square changed the game again. But the R10 was so hard to get, people were buying them and they were selling them for like double and triple on eBay. So you would think they learned from that and they have this thing much more buttoned up and will be a lot more efficient, but who knows? Oh, the ache. I was looking at that one DIY yard. Just be careful with that. A lot of the reviews said that the grommets tear pretty easily. So I was close to buying that one too, but I didn't get that one. I think is that the one Uneven Par has? Is that the one you sent to me? I got the. It's like Kula Koala or something like that. I'm gonna do a full video once I have everything kind of, basically once I do those hospital tracks and figure out some ceiling protection. Um, I'm gonna do a new video of detailing every single thing I have, like the exact links and the prices and everything. Newer ones have stronger grommets. Well, I guess let me know if you end up keeping it, and you like it. Let me know. Who knows if mine's gonna last? You never know with those Amazon ones. They could be good for the first couple months, but then they start to deteriorate. So I know for a fact, like I can't just expect to use the one that I bought for 10 years, but maybe I'll go over to that one next time I buy one or something. OG SkyTrack users got the same update new SkyTrack users got, some graphics and everything. So I'm sure Garmin will do that too. Got mine 2 years ago, no complaints. Yeah, so I mean, uneven par. Garmin is notoriously really good about supporting. They release and only make products that they stand behind. So they're notoriously really good about supporting older stuff. And a good example is our watches. Like I know yours is newer, the S40 or S42, whatever you have, but that thing still gets updates and still works great. Excuse me. Um, Yours still gets updates and works great. And then even more so, mine. I bought the Garmin S60, which was from like I don't know, 2016, 17, 18, something like that, and I still get updates on mine. So S40, yeah. I don't. They're not gonna make. They're not gonna brick the R10 by any means. I'd be shocked if they did. And that goes against everything else that they've been doing over the years. If I use it a lot, upgrade to a triple layer screen of some sort, want something quieter. Mine is really quiet. Um, the reason everyone was raving, the one that I bought had really good reviews. There was only like 35 of them, but literally every single one was positive, I think. Um, and people were saying that they went from like a Carl's Place for like premium one, which is way more expensive, and they said that this is actually the one that I ordered. They said they thought was actually better quality. What'd you say you bought though? 8x2, 8x2. That's a good call. I don't know if you saw my video. Highly recommend. You did it, but if anyone else is out there, highly recommend. Even if you can't fill out the entire screen, you can change your and make a custom resolution for your computer. But even if you don't do that and you don't fill out the entire screen, highly recommending getting a perfect square um, impact screen so you can rotate it. Because at least the way I'm set up, even if you're hitting it directly into the middle, you can still rotate it. But the way that I'm set up, all my wear is going to be like the bottom right section of it. So if you have a perfect square impact screen, you can essentially rotate it 4 times and get 4 times the use out of it. I didn't do a DIY yard. I didn't do a specific. Are we testing the square with putting? No, no square. No square in here. Just putting. Unfortunately, I mean, I guess. That's actually not a terrible idea. I didn't even think about that. Uh, Fat Putts Golf. I could probably bring this. I'm not gonna do it tonight. But maybe like tomorrow. I could probably bring the square in here and go to the practice putting range and roll putts on here and see how accurate it is. That'd be a cool idea. But DIY yard, I haven't done a dedicated screen video. It was just I think I talked about it a little bit here and there throughout the videos. So unfortunately, there's nothing like I can directly point you to. But um, yeah, I was saying with the impact screen, definitely buy a perfect square one so you can get a lot of use out of it and rotate it. Almost certainly the new Garmin will have putting. No, yeah, I would say 90%. I'm 90%, even 95% sure it'll have putting. It's got to. I wouldn't be surprised so in today, I was talking about earlier on Even Par, I did a test. So the video that I put out today, it was the shot shaping of basically cliff notes of it was the video I did today. You could only get side spin and you could only shape the ball left to right if you were using the like dotted square golf ball. But then someone commented on that video and they said if you put the club stickers on, then you'll get estimated side spin. So I did another update. I did that earlier. I did another update. I put one of the stickers on my 8-iron, and now you can use a regular golf ball and still get the side spin numbers because it's picking up the club data. So it estimates the side spin. And from what I could see, it was really, really accurate. So just a little update there. But yeah, what I was getting with that is I'd be shocked if the new Garmin unit doesn't do everything that the square does, and it should be better, I would think. 5 minutes behind. Uh, yeah, you can keep listening, but yeah, Boogeyman Bill, we're talking about the new Garmin unit that just got teased today. They put out like a 5-second teaser on their Instagram page, the actual Garmin page, and also the Garmin Golf page, if you're curious. But basically, they didn't show anything. All it showed was the top of the unit that said Garmin, and it said "Rain or shine, see you soon." And it's a unit across from you. I think it's gonna be very similar if you saw my Garmin R50 video a few months back. It's gonna be very similar to that. If these new launch monitors don't have putting, they're non-starters for me. Yeah, they have to. New Garmin will have putting. If they don't, they're dumb. The only problem is they could have been. I think they were put on their heels with this new Square unit. Who knows if like some of the inside information gets like leaked between companies and whatnot. So maybe they knew it was coming. But it is possible they've probably been designing this new unit for like 2+ years. It is possible they pretty much finished it right on the time where Square came on the market, and it is possible it doesn't do everything the Square does because they already pretty much had it built. And obviously that thing's not like an overnight type of thing you can just change. I built this 16-foot Cameron Green in my basement. Used it a ton in the last 3 winters. I don't know what a Cameron Green is, but I'm assuming 16-foot putting green. That sounds pretty awesome. Would you sell your R10 or Square whenever the new Garmin comes out? Um, That's a good question. I wouldn't sell the Square. I'm still happy with the Square, and I'm very impressed with it, especially after that test today, where I can now just use whatever ball I want and get really accurate side spin numbers, just with the club stickers. So I'm not going to sell the Square for sure. That's not going anywhere. If the new Garmin comes out and it's under $1,000, I would probably sell the R10 and possibly save up and buy that unit for outside. But if it's like anything more than 1,000, even 1,500, I probably wouldn't. If it's like 2 or 3,000, I wouldn't. But under 1,000, I'd be tempted. The problem is, as soon as like even right now, uneven par, if you look at Garmin right now, I wouldn't be surprised if you took a screenshot right now of Garmin R10 prices on eBay. If you look, I mean, ideally you would have done it yesterday before this announcement. I bet the prices have already come down a little bit from that announcement, and I can guarantee you, as soon as they have uh, put out the official details of it, and especially once they launch the unit, the price of used Garmin R10s is going to plummet. So I don't even know if I would be able to get much for the R10 to be honest with you. But I mean, I guess if I could get 200 bucks for it and put that towards the new unit, but it's got to be under 1,000. Wouldn't be surprised if Sim Golf takes over PGA at some point. I would not be surprised. I was saying they should do more Sim Golf stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they incorporate some of that stuff, which is kind of what that Tiger League is going to be. One more players return to Sim Golf, making serious dough. You can make a nice chunk of change playing SGT or playing Pin Seeker. That makes sense to me. For me, honestly, I'm really happy with the R10, even Home T Hero. So it'd have to be significantly better and at a good price for me to upgrade right away. Yeah, I agree. Um, I was saying it earlier. I think that was before you came in. People were asking if like they're gonna follow Square now with no subscription and all that kind of stuff. And when I thought about it for a little bit, it's gonna have to still be at least $10 a month. I think possibly there's gonna be I can almost guarantee there's gonna be a massive Home T Hero upgrade. So it's gonna look like the Square courses. And I bet you're still gonna get that with your R10 and the active Home T Hero, but it has to still be $10 a month at least with this new unit because everyone that has an active Home T Hero subscription or everyone that had one in the past is going to be pissed if they just come out and they say it's free now. So it's still going to be Black Cloud thinks they're going to go up to like 200 a year. It's still going to be at least $10 a month. I would willing to bet on, but I bet it's going to be free GS Pro integration for sure. Looking back, if Square was on the market, I wouldn't have went with them over. You would have went with them over Skytrack Plus. No subscription fees are huge. Yeah, I agree. Upgrade to Home to Hero is definitely needed. So I know I'm putting out a lot of guarantees, but I can almost guarantee it's 100% going to be a unit across from you, like a Skytrack or the Square, because that was in the video. So that's guaranteed. I can almost guarantee it's going to be very similar to that Garmin R50 video I did. So it's going to be that hybrid dual unit with radar and cameras. It's going to do putting. You can use it inside or outside. And it just comes really down to price and the different features. But I mean, it's going to be pretty much it's gonna measure almost everything instead of estimated. What's the last time I played Home to Hero? Um, if they upgraded the graphics on Home to Hero or whatnot, I'd be fine paying $200 a year. Huh. At that point, though, Uneven Par agrees. I don't know if I agree with that. Because at that point, 200, you could get GS Pro. Obviously, you need a laptop or a gaming computer. But if you already have that, if you were a gamer or like needed it for your job or whatever, to me, GS Pro is worth the $50 extra, 100%. It's just the laptop issue. But Uneven Par, the last time I played Home to Hero was, I think the last, it was, I'm pretty sure, if you go back and look, the last time I played Home to Hero, literally the last shot I took, and the last time I played was when I got the hole in one. I'm pretty sure that was the last time I ever played, and that was the last video I posted. Right before that was as I had GS Pro. Misread that. I thought you meant $100 per year. Well, either way, again, these are the things I was asking. Like, you need to ask yourself at what price point does this new unit need to be at that you're going to say, all right, I think I'm going to upgrade. Does it have to be under 1,000? Does it have to be 800, 900, 1,000? Are you going to buy it if it's 1,300? Are you going to buy it if it's 1,500? What about 2,000? You know what I mean? And same thing with the subscription. Like, at what point do you say, no, I'm not doing that? I'd be shocked if they put the capabilities behind a paywall. Like the MLM2 Pro messed up. Rapsodo messed up with that. One, you need to have the $200 a year subscription to even use GS Pro. But two, they put the features like the spin rates and everything, they put all that behind the paywall. So again, I can almost guarantee Garmin is only going to be if you want to use their courses like Home to Hero right now, but it'll be a completely unlocked unit. A lot of people don't have PCs or want them. I don't want one. iPad works for me just fine. I agree. I'm with you. I hear you. You should never play again then. I don't think honestly, I don't know if I will. To be completely honest with you. If I did, I mean I would just pay the $10, but uh I don't think I will, to be honest with you. I don't think my laptop will run GS Pro, maybe on light mode or 1080p. Does GS Pro V3 have a light mode? I don't think they changed any of that. Honestly, I haven't checked. I use 1080p Ultra only because I think my laptop can handle 4K. It can definitely handle 4K. It may get a little bit laggy on 4K Ultra. I did try it and it worked, but the problem is my screen on my laptop is only 1080p, so that's what it gives me the option as. I tested it when I first got it. If I plug it into my TV, then I'm able to select 4K within GS Pro. But I haven't specifically looked because I always just select that option. I haven't looked if they still have the light mode, but I think they do. As a Canadian, it'll most definitely be over $1,000. Yeah, well, I guess that speaks more to your currency and your government than it does Garmin. Same thing with Australian dollars. The conversion rate's not that great with those either. You can always buy GS Pro, try it. If it doesn't work, you can return it. I think you lose $50 for restocking fee. Yeah, I was gonna say that. So technically, they have I think like a 7-day trial. I don't even know if it's 50. I think it's 15. But Black Cloud's right. You can order it, and then if you return it and basically say you want your money back within like 7 days, it's on their website. But whatever that period is, they refund all your money besides. I thought it was $15, but whatever it is, yeah, 15. So yeah, you could try it and see. It'd be cool if you can at least run it on light, and then in the future, just get a different computer. The only reason I did it the way I did was because I wanted to future proof. One, I wanted to look good for the videos. If it was just me, I probably wouldn't care if it was on light, but I wanted it to look good for the videos. And because of that, I wanted to future proof my laptop as much as possible. So I got a 4070, which was really expensive, and I honestly didn't want to spend that much on it. But I figured if I was going to do it, and instead of like buying a cheaper laptop and then getting another one within a couple years down the road, I figured just put the money up front and get some extra use out of the one that I bought. But you don't have to do it that way. Probably 15, just thought 50. That's what I saw months ago when I was looking at it. I don't know, it might be. They could have changed it. They did get rid of the lifetime option, which I still think I was one of the last people to actually get that. Honestly though, if like I was just getting into sim golf now as opposed to like 2 years ago, whenever it was, with the R10, and I bought it and I got the square, I would be a lot less likely to get GS Pro because the square courses look really good. There's 10 of them right now, and there's 10 more coming. Um, you can get plenty of different use out of that. You could play a different course every single day, and it would take you almost a month to go through them all until you repeated one. Run mine on high, but it's just in the yard. Um, New driving range looks sweet too. I just want course options, even in light mode, until I can upgrade. Yeah, I mean, so it's my understanding the light mode, you have all the same options, it's just less graphic intensive. Very intrigued to see those square courses. Um, I did during that almost 6 hour live stream on Even Par, I played 18 holes at one of them, and you can use it on your computer, which you don't need to, or you can do it on your phone or an iPad. But that's what I was saying. If I was like 2 years, um, I was got into the sim game 2 years ago, but if I was getting into it now and I just got the square, I probably wouldn't buy a laptop. I wouldn't get GS Pro, and I would just be happy with that. And I think that's the way Garmin's gonna go too. I'm gonna write SkyTrack and ask them to lower their subscription fees to play their courses like 300 something. I think even more per year. Definitely a turn off for me, being honest. Yeah, I don't blame you. That would turn me off too. Do you have to pay that if you use GS Pro, or no? Like, do you have a completely unlocked unit? If GS Pro ever goes to iPad users, I think they triple their numbers easy, but that'll never happen. Oh, that's not true. I heard that they are gonna. There's been rumors of that they're gonna start being able to do like even further than the light version. They're gonna do like an iPad and a phone version for people to be able to do it, which makes sense. But at that point, you're kind of losing what makes GS Pro GS Pro. But I have heard that's coming possibly. With the stickers working for side spin, I'm about to jump on the Square bandwagon. Um, Bill, for personally, I don't blame you. Um, personally, DIY Yard was in here before too. He's building out his simulator right now inside. If I was you, and again, if it was me 2 weeks ago, personally, I would wait to see the details, which I think are going to come sooner than later, of this Garmin unit, and then I would decide between those two. I think those are going to be your two best options, anyways. But I would wait to see what this new Garmin unit comes out at, personally. But I also wouldn't blame you like I did if you just want the Square. But yeah, the side spin is awesome with the stickers, and you can use whatever ball you want. To use GS Pro on SkyTrack, I have to pay like 125 a year to use third party, I think. Okay, then I'll just wait out because I'll use GS Pro on my iPad Air and join SGT and beat you and Bill up. I don't play SGT, but you can beat Bill, or Bill can beat you. If you got GS Pro though, all three of us could play together. We could do a scramble. We could all do a scramble together, which would be sweet. Do a little members only scramble. Thinking if I order now, might be in stock by Christmas. Are they already back ordered again, Bill? I was under the impression people said they got a pretty big stock that got delivered for the like mine. I don't know when my order date was. It was about 2 or 3 weeks. People were saying though that if you ordered one when that stock came in, mine got shipped on November 5th and it got delivered on November 8th. People were saying as those were starting to ship that if you ordered one, you'd get shipped out right away. I don't know if that's still the case or not, or if they sold out already. You should join SGT. You have all the time of the day and night. You really get nice at golf, playing other people on your flights. Uh, I don't. I mean, I get what you're saying with the indoor simulator now, but got to drop later. All right, take it easy, DIY yard. I definitely don't have all the time of the day, but I get what you're saying. The reason I've been doing so many of these live streams so frequently, I've been kind of just like neglecting other responsibilities, which I need to get back to, but I'm so close to the watch hours I need to get monetized, which is why I've been doing these live streams. I'm thinking though, hopefully, I think the Square videos will put me over the edge. Hopefully. You said 2 weeks to get yours? Yeah, it was about that, but mine was back ordered when I ordered it. So like it said arriving early November, which was true. I'm curious what the website says now. If my point is if when they got that shipment in that mine shipped from, I heard it was a lot of units. So currently right now, if you order one, it may be able, like they may be in stock at their warehouse and be able to ship out right away. I have to run too, my man. Trying to get those watch hours up for you. Appreciate it. You deserve that monetization. I'm trying. Usually these putting streams do good, but so far, maybe people are getting off put by all the simulator talk, but I don't care. But uh, yeah, I appreciate it. We'll talk about the new unit on Even Par. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna pull up the Square website right now and go to like the order page and see what it says. You try for that hole in one again? No, I haven't. Earlier this afternoon, I did a video for the club stickers. I did the swing stick. Well, I did the swing stick first. So I figured that would kind of like loosen me up a little bit. I tried out the swing stick. I did the club stickers. I did an update for the shot shaping, and I did. Someone mentioned something about the remote, and I tried that out, and it didn't work. So I did that, but no, I haven't hit. I only hit like a couple actual balls today. I needed a break. I'm definitely gonna do that again though. I'm determined to get one at TPC Sawgrass and one at Pebble Beach now. Looking forward to it, homie. That's so big though. Like honestly, I was like, I'm still kind of awestruck about how good the square, how it's so much better than it already was. It was already really good, but how much better it is now. The fact that you can just put those stickers on your club, which they come with it, and obviously you're gonna do that anyways if you buy one. But now I can get way better numbers and use whatever ball I want. Easy ace at number 8 at Hillbilly Hills. Yeah, I'm not opposed to trying out a bunch of those different courses. Um, and the whole thing with the side spin, now that I can just hit ball after ball with whatever ball I want, now I have the side spin numbers so I can kind of try to work the ball into some of those holes. So I think I'll probably, um, I don't want to put the cart before the horse too soon, but I think I'll be able to more easily possibly get some of those aces if I like go out there for like 2 or 3 hours, do a live stream. I wouldn't be surprised if I got like a couple. Last night it was I used the square ball a couple times and I came so like at Sawgrass I had that first one with the regular ball that was like a fraction of a yard away from going in, and then I had two others that were really close, and I think those were both when I was using the square ball, and then I had one really close one at TPC Sawgrass with the regular ball. But the problem with those regular balls without the club stickers, I was just hitting them and they were pretty much staying on the line wherever I launched it. So if I didn't launch it perfectly straight, which is hard to do, they were just never had a chance to go back online. But now with the side spin, I can launch them either left or right, and depending on how open or closed the face is and with my path, I can kind of manipulate it a little bit, and I think I have a better chance to put it in. But that remains to be seen. I'll get one eventually. I can guarantee that. Kind of upset, honestly. I said it before, but I mean, obviously, it's my luck. As soon as I get the square and I spend the $700 on it, that Garmin that I've been waiting for like over a year teases that the new unit's coming. But it is what it is. Exciting times, though. Hit the pin a few times. Not had one drop yet in practice. Did you make one? Did make one in the par 3 tour on SGT. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Square website, shop now. Again, like I was saying before, I can almost guarantee you that GS Pro is giving Square some money. Like again, if it's 250 a year, I wouldn't even be surprised if they give him $50 out of that 250. So whatever, like they can track whatever site the subscription came from. So like if they're getting a ton of new sales for the 250 coming from the Square website, I wouldn't be surprised if they have like an internal affiliate approach program for these companies because they're on their main page now, like a big GS Pro button. To me, that's massive free advertisement. They have to be getting something for it. Um, so it doesn't say anything now, Bill. When you go to the Square Golf and you click like products to buy it, when I bought mine, there was a little note near like the add to basket type of thing. It said arriving early November. I think right now, if you were to buy one right now, I think it would ship right away. Square definitely lit the fire under other companies. 100%. 100% agree. And it's good. That's why competition, people can say whatever they want about capitalism and everything else, but competition is almost always a good thing for the consumer because it makes companies compete on price, quality, everything. The MLM2 Pros, especially once the Square came out and now that Garmin's coming out with a new unit, the MLM2 Pro units, I can guarantee you their sales just came to a screeching halt. I would just have to get busy and make room for the garage sim. Hey, I mean, you could always get the unit and then set it up after. And it would, like Black Cloud saying, light a little bit of a fire. But if you can buy it now if you're gonna buy one anyways. Again, personally, I would wait to see what Garmin comes out with the specs and the price and everything. Um, I really, really hope they don't wait just for people like you that are looking to get something. I really hope they don't wait until like the PGA show in January to announce all that, which would kind of suck. But I would wait to see about that and then get one. But if you're gonna buy the Square, if you're sold on the Square anyways, personally, I would buy one now and then have it in your hand. And while it's already at your house, set up your space. That in part with a little more than $1,000. Well, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. It is awesome though. If you get the Square, you will not be disappointed. Goofy Golfer or whatever that guy's name was, that was he didn't really suggest it, but that idea came in. I really like that idea. Definitely next time I do this, it may be tomorrow night. Um, I'm gonna bring the Square in here and set it up right in front of me and hit some putts. If you do it though, Bill, I was kind of disappointed. I asked, like, Square was really responsive when I was messaging them on Instagram about setting it up possibly when I was debating like getting some extra shade out there. If you remember that from a couple weeks ago in the live streams, I was talking about how I reached out to them and they were saying that they don't recommend it, but there's nothing stopping you from buying it if you want to use it outside and the whole thing that like the sunlight doesn't damage the camera and all that stuff. They were really responsive with that stuff. But then the last message I sent them was asking if they could set up a coupon code for my viewers because there's already been multiple people that have watched the videos and said because of the videos they're buying one. I wanted them to set up a coupon code so you guys could get some money off. But if you do buy one, I use the code plugged in golf. I think it was. It was 10% off, so I saved $70, which is nice. Maybe it wasn't too far off about putting a sticker on the putter, help the misreads. Yeah, I had that thought too when I was doing that. I only put it on the 8 iron just for the video, but probably sometime tomorrow I'll put them on the rest of the clubs. I was also under the impression, I don't know if someone put it on wrong, but I was under the impression when you put the sticker on that there would almost be like a flap, like a half an inch, inch long like flap that came off the club. But I put it on and I wrapped it all the way around, so you barely even see it, and it worked perfect. So I don't know why that was in my head, if someone put it on wrong or there was a picture or a video out there that had that, but that wasn't the case. I still think the putting issues. Again, I mean, they probably register 75%, but the fact that out of probably close to 2,000 shots I've hit, there hasn't been a single no read for like actual shots. I'll wager you. All right, what's the wager? Someone said that before. Someone said if I made a putt, they'd donate $5 and they disappeared. So let's hear it. I got $5 on it. All right, what's the bet? Someone said that before too, and they bailed. As far as the coupon code, I wouldn't be surprised if they already got rid of that, just because their units have been selling like hotcakes. And I don't necessarily blame them for not wanting to make a coupon code for me, but from like my standpoint, I want to, if people are going to buy it because of the videos I'm putting out, I would like to be able to help you guys out and give you a get a discount on it. But I don't know. We'll see if they do it in the future or not. Hello, what's up, Billy Bob Joe? One shot. One shot, hole in one. Dark green side. All right, deal. $5 for this? Is that the deal? Is that the bet? One single shot. I'll announce it before I hit it. One single shot to the small hole for $5. Is that what we're doing? Do I get a warm up or no? Can I hit one warm up or no? I won't hit a warm up. This is it right here. No warm up. This is the shot. This is the official attempt from Golden Codex. Spin around 5 times. Now you're adding stipulations. Just go. All right. For all the $5 marbles here. Wah, wah, wah. That's twice now. Someone offered that the other day too, and I missed it. That small hole's tough. Second time's a charm. Where's my $5? No, that wasn't the deal. The deal was if I made it, you were sending $5. You meant to miss it? Other guy said hit 10 in a row, we give you $100. No, well, there was one person said it was a $5 one if I made it in the small hole. That was like maybe a week or so ago. And then someone else said 10 in a row on the small hole and they do $100. No, that's how a wager works. JK. I mean, I'll give you $5. I don't really care. But no offense, I'm not sending it through Venmo because it has my actual name on it, so I'm not giving you that. And I have PayPal, but that also has my name. I don't have like Cash App or whatever those like anonymous ones are. So I don't know how I'd give you $5, but if I figure it out, I'll send you $5. I didn't know we were betting. I thought you were saying you were going to donate. I still probably would have taken it though. But if I knew that, I would have driven a harder bargain. You know, anyone $5? I would have driven a harder bargain, and I would have worked you down to $5 for one putt on the bigger hole. I would have worked you down. It's all good. I'm trolling you. Hey, I always pay my debts, and because of that, I don't really have any of them. Have a blessed one. See ya. Tonight's game's gonna be whack. You think? I think it'd actually be a decent game. Rams versus Dolphins. That was a good talk about the new Garmin unit, though. Basically, moral of the story, that was 100% in response to Square. And whatever the details come out as, LA against Finns. Whatever the details come out as are going to be also as a direct response and in competition with Square. Garmin's going to get a ton of purchases, especially when the details come out. Yeah, I agree. I must say, I mentioned it in the videos I did today. The battery's been kind of messed up on the Square. I might have to reach out to them again. Like I plugged it in last night, and then today before I went out there, um, I charged it to literally 100% twice. I charged it and left it plugged in until the light turned off, so that was at 100%. And then even furthermore, I waited an extra like 10 minutes for like the battery to kind of like settle after I unplugged it, and then I plugged it in again, and it was on for like 10 seconds, and then the light turned off again. So it was 100%. Could be the cold in the garage. It wasn't that cold today. Today was actually pretty warm. I was thinking that though. But I plugged it in again and it turned off. So it was 100%, 100%, 100% at 100%. And then I went outside, and as soon as I turned it on, it said 65%. And then it went down to like 30 within like an hour. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if, again, I know we were talking about it, how sometimes lithium batteries need to like calibrate. I don't know if it's going to take me like 10 times to fully charge it and then it like equalizes. But to me, I think I may have got like a bad battery. Or it's just reading wrong. It could be possible where it was 100%, and it's just for whatever reason reading at 65 and then down to 35, but it actually had like 90% battery. I don't know why that would be the case, but could be a bad battery. Yeah, reach out then. Yeah, I will. There's someone I saw it. Someone mentioned in a live chat on one of the premieres. I wasn't looking at it, but someone asked what the warranty was, and there is a 1 year warranty. They specifically put the like no, like you can't misuse it. If you hit it, if you shank it and hit it yourself, that's on you. But it's basically a 1 year warranty for like defects, which I would assume the battery would be under. But it is really cool the fact that it has a detachable battery. So in the case of this, or like say I got like 5 years of use out of it, and then just over time, similar to like phones, the battery just isn't quite as good as you use it for 5 years. You can just easily swap it out. I don't know if there's any other unit out there that lets you swap out the battery. So that is a nice little touch. Because batteries, even lithium ones that are good, like same thing with your phones, they are like a usable, degradable product. So over time, the lifespan of them isn't going to be as good. SkyTrack has the same warranty, give or take. Basically, if something is wrong, swap it out. Anything done by user voids the warranty. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty common. I also mentioned in the video today that I recorded, um, I wish instead of the swing stick, one, that stupid swing stick, that should have been an option. So the unit, even if it was only $50, like Bill's not going to use that. Um, if the unit was even $50 cheaper, and then you could add on, so say it was 650, and then you could add on the swing stick for $50, they should have done that because I definitely wouldn't have got that. Well, maybe just to make a video, but still probably not. Um, the average user isn't gonna want that. And what they should have done, even if they didn't do that, instead of the swing stick, I would have rather had a case. Like it didn't. I don't know if the SkyTrack comes with one, but I really like the case that the Garmin came with, which makes sense because it's like an indoor-outdoor unit. You take it to the range kind of thing, so you need to be able to travel with it. But these past couple days, I've been like bringing the Square inside to charge, and then like I need to find like somewhere safe to put it after I'm done charging it, which kind of sucks. I wish they had like a really nice like heavy-duty case like Garmin has, which they don't. I'm gonna have to end up making one, but I would have rather had a really nice case in that package instead of a swing stick. Not necessarily a deal breaker. It's just kind of they. I feel like they thought They really thought out this unit between the capabilities and like the no subscription and the swing stick, not the swing stick, the swing stickers. They really thought out a lot of this stuff. I feel like they had a slight lapse in judgment about not including a nice case for it. Even if it was, I would have paid an extra 20, 30, $40 for a really nice case if that was included. So maybe that'll come in the future if more people talk about it like me. Um, but I haven't seen anyone else mention that. I'll probably give the Square another week with the battery that I have and see if it kind of fixes itself. If not, I'll contact Square. Apparently, people aren't very very enthusiastic about the new Garmin unit. Usually, there's a bunch of people in these putting streams. This one, not so much. I will say, at least my setup, the way I have it with the putting, I could see that could possibly mess with your real life putting. Maybe if you do it enough, you calibrate yourself, but I felt like I came in here and the first couple putts I hit were kind of wonky because I've just been kind of putting into the abyss on the square. I was excited to see new tech, especially from companies who've had their products. I agree. Like I was saying earlier, the Garmin R10 changed the launch monitor game. The Square just changed it again, and wouldn't be surprised if this new Garmin unit changes it again. And everyone else is gonna have to adjust. So have to set the stim to match your course. I agree with that. But more so, at least for me, when I was putting, the way I'm putting out there, um, it's just like because I'm only on that 5x4 mat, and I don't have like a perfectly flat putting, which I was thinking about. I need to kind of figure something out. I said that earlier. I got to figure out some kind of putting solution for out there. But because I'm only putting to the screen, which is 4 feet 8 inches away, I'm kind of just like I said, it feels like you're putting into the abyss, and you don't have a I don't have like a line which I need, maybe a laser or something, but I don't have like a definite target. So it's like once it rolls, I mean 5x4, that's only the middle line. Obviously, that white line down the middle is only 2 feet. So once it goes to 2 feet off the mat, it's just kind of like into no man's land, which again is more so user error and the way mine's set up. But I just like for putting, I feel like I need this feedback of like seeing the ball roll, whether it's online or not, and see it like hitting a cup. Oddly, I've been more accurate and I've been putting it better on the square with the longer putts than the shorter putts, which probably goes back to what I was just saying. I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, if you get one, you'll see, especially without used to putting on a simulator with a Garmin like I have been. Um, it's probably going to take me a few weeks, if not a few months, to actually feel comfortable with it and feel like I actually like have control of what my putting's doing. Right now, I'm literally just hitting it and guessing, or guessing and then hitting it, I guess. But Both. The swing stickers is a game changer though, Bill. Or club stickers. Because I was getting, I mean, the Garmin still estimates the side spin, but everyone has been saying that it doesn't do a good job with the spin access. And I've always said, I feel like if you really slice one on the Garmin, it probably only goes about half as far as it would in real life. Um, on the test I did today, I was putting massive, like 4,000 of left and right RPMs of side spin on the ball with just the stickers. I was thinking if I did webcam putting, go have a ramp to the ball to go up, mark the ramp for the different distances. Yeah, I wish I would do something like that too, or even something like this, and just like have it kind of off to the side. But one, I would tear through this in probably 10 shots if I was hitting balls off of this because the square hitting area is pretty small, a lot smaller than like the what 2x2 for the Garmin. Um, I can't hit off of this, so I'd have to move it every time. And the way I have it in the garage, I need to be able to use that space, so I can't build like a ramp or anything like more permanent, unfortunately. Depending on the new Garmin, the price features, I might sell my SkyTrack Plus and roll back to Garmin. If I'm SkyTrack or other companies besides Square, I'm shaking in my boots. I agree. What did you do with your R10 Black Cloud? Did you sell it, or you still have it? Game one could do it right and make a killing. I'm hoping the new unit is a grand. Oh, Garmin. I was gonna say, what the hell's game one? Sold it for 450? Damn, good for you. But you upgraded a while ago, so there was probably still more demand for it. Hoping the new unit is a grand, new upgraded graphics to the courses, free third-party options, and no subscription fees to third party. Last January. I like the large hitting area from Garmin. That's a sell point for the Pro TV VX. Yeah, the square is a little bit small, and when I first, like the first day I had it too close to the middle of my mat, so I was like trying to like guess on where the area was. But now that I moved it a little bit forward and I have that white line down the middle of my mat, I just put it right on the white line and it works good. Last January. I think I will. I'm almost confident I will, but I just hope I get as much use and feel like I get as much value out of the square as I have the R10. Because like I spent $600 on the R10. I feel like I got literally 10 times the value out of that thing, and I'm sure Bogeyman Bill feels the same way. Like I wouldn't have spent 6,000 on it, but I literally feel like I've gotten $6,000 worth of use out of it. And I think the Square is going to be similar, especially with the no subscriptions. That's the thing with the stupid like. I mean, I guess even SkyTrack, what you're saying, but that's a stupid thing like with like the MLM2 Pro. Like you literally double the price of the unit every 3 years, which is crazy. That's so off-putting. I agree. Getting $600 worth out of mine in a year. Yeah, personally, I probably got $600 worth out of it in like a couple months. Probably like two, honestly, like 2 or 3 months. Because I mean, that is one thing. Once you buy something like that, I stopped playing on course like a lot. Um, but when you figure like primetime golf season, it's not like unheard of to spend two, three, $400 a month on greens fees if you're playing a lot. So if you factor that in, the Garmin or any other like the Square pays for itself really quick. I know Black Cloud's talked about that between range balls and everything. I've only played on course 4 times since my setup. Really? I've played more than that, but that's a crazy I mean, hey, that's a testament to sim golf in general, but that's a crazy low number. I get it though. And especially now with the square with the putting, I didn't get a sim to save on greens fees. Those are what they are. I got one to save on range balls. Sim time at domes and other facilities to have sim golf. You was stupid not to get a sim setup in your own house if you're into golf that much. Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that. But personally for me, I did do it partially to save on greens fees. Just because if I'm getting swings multiple times a week on the simulator, it reduces the need for me to go kind of scratch that itch at the course, which is what a lot of it is. I mean, if you're addicted to golf like we are, it kind of comes down to before the simulator, if you have that itch of golf and you got to go scratch it, you either got to go to, like you said, the range, a dome. Wife never complains when you get a sim. Well, it depends. I guess depends on your wife. Depends. I've heard some complain. Some person popped in the other night and said, "This looks like it's terrible for relationships." So I guess it depends on your significant other. Always too tired to go to the course. Have to set up between sessions on the sim. Over the years, or I guess 2 years or whatever, how long I've been doing videos, I have had a number of people saying like they have like babies or young kids and it allows them to like once they're asleep like Black Cloud does like at night or even if they're home like if they have like an infant and they're watching the baby like they can just pop into the garage or backyard or whatever they do and hit some balls while like the baby's sleeping or you're like it's in like a playpen or whatever and you can like watch your kid. You don't have to go and schedule a tea time. So new Garmin unit smoke sim golf kind of smoke if you've seen it. We were talking about I don't want to speak too poorly of it now that you're in here with your Rapsodo partnership. Congratulations about that, by the way. I think I said that before, but um, yeah, go look at their Instagram page. Go look at, well, they teased it. They didn't announce it, they teased it. They put up like a 5 second teaser on both the Garmin Instagram page and the Garmin Golf Instagram page. All it shows, they didn't even show the unit, it showed the top of the unit that says like the Garmin logo. And it says, all it says is literally like 5 seconds. It says, rain or shine, see you soon. Kids go to bed, hit balls for hours, lose track of time. Sound as travel to the rooms, only mine because my room is above the garage. Save money on gas, not by going to the dome at night. Now that I think about it. I mean, like, for me, the money factor was like probably like secondary or tertiary. Definitely number one was like being able to just golf more and scratching the golf itch. But yeah, money was definitely a consideration, the money that I would be able to save. M12 Pro is free. I won't say anything negative about it for that reason. Yeah, that's why I haven't been off, like, to be transparent, I haven't been offered anything like that. But if I was, I would be hesitant about that because, like, I paid for everything that I have. Like, I paid for the Garmin, I paid for the Square, so I can just talk freely about it. And if it's good, if it's bad, I can say whatever I want. I know. Well, actually, I was gonna say I know Joe Legowski does that. He used to do that, but he may have just been saying that, kind of like what I'm saying, and you probably would have said that before too. Maybe he just said that before he was offered free stuff, but won't renew my subscription when my 2 year free trial is up. Yeah. Well, I guess, I mean, I'm not sponsored by Repsoda, so I can say whatever I want. You can either agree with it or disagree with it, but they royally messed up with that $200 a year subscription. One, to be able to even use it because they put features behind the paywall. Like they have like spin access and a bunch of other stuff, behind that paywall. And two, if you use GS Pro or like TGC 2019 like you do, you need to pay for that to be able to use third-party integration. They messed up with that because I was very seriously considering buying the MLM2 Pro when I was getting GS Pro, and that was really like the factor that was really off-putting to me. Two, personally, I believe that the Square is as accurate as the MLM2 Pro, and more so than that, I would put money on that it's more accurate than the MLM2 Pro. But they're going to have to figure something out because Square is putting a massive dent in their sales, and now that Garmin just teased a new unit, I bet the MLM2 Pro sales have come to a screeching halt in the past 6 hours and since the Square's been out. I've never used one, so like I can't speak definitively about it, but uh, yeah, for all those reasons, I didn't buy one, and I was considering it. Could see it being as accurate. Do you think it's as accurate as your SkyTrack? You should do like, if not more, what, the Square or the MLM2 Pro? Are you gonna do? Can you speak freely? Like, are you gonna? You should do if you're not already planning on it. You should do, especially because the SkyTrack that you have is across from you and the MLM2 Pro's behind you. You should do direct comparison videos. Those do really well. Square to MLM2 Pro. Yeah, I think it's again. Yeah, I think it's as accurate, if not more. Um, you should do a direct comparison video. Those do really well. The first one was butt cheeks. Yeah, they had tons of issues. I was watching Joe's videos about it once my contract is over. That's crazy. So even you had to sign a contract for that? Um, Even Joe Legowski's early videos, they when that first came out for the first like 6 months, it would disconnect like every couple shots. Like, and I saw someone now that I've been looking at like launch monitors when I bought the Square, I'm getting, I mean, go figure, I'm getting ads on like Facebook and stuff now. So I saw an ad for the MLM2 Pro, and someone commented and said, "Why are the Amazon reviews so bad?" And someone from Rapsodo responded and said, "We had a I forget how they worded it, but they basically said we had a bumpy start at the beginning, but since we released it, I we've solved a lot of those issues. But they had a ton of issues at the beginning. The click to agree terms, all right. Drain your phone battery like crazy, and it was really bad. The MLM one, that is. Oh, I thought, well, both of them. I didn't know the MLM one was that bad. Definitely, there was a ton of issues when the MLM2 Pro first came out for like the first like 6 months. I would think though, kind of smoke. I would think even if, I mean, you'd have to, I guess, read it, but I would think if you just did an honest head-to-head comparison with the SkyTrack and the MLM2 Pro, even if you didn't like crap on the Rapsodo and you just like did literally apples for apples and just showed how accurate it was compared to the SkyTrack, I would think that would fall within like the terms you probably agreed to. But I don't know. Doesn't say not to say anything negative, but out of respect, to focus on the positive. Yeah, I get that. They had two issues too. I saw in my own two eyes because my neighbor has it. I wasn't a fan, but it fits his budget. Yeah, I mean they had a really, they sold a ton of units. Really over the past year, however long that's been out. It's been, I think it's been about a year, maybe a year and a half. Um, no, maybe not that long. Maybe a year or close to it. Anyways, they sold a ton of units because it was by all measures an upgrade from the Garmin R10, which was the previous king, under $1,000. And then the MLM2 Pro came out, and they were the new king. Now, for sure, for indoor, Square is the king, but we'll have to see about the new Garmin unit. Should ask me if you've seen the Square because it's the same price as MLM2. I have a feeling though, the problem is you got to consider too people that have had the MLM2 Pro. Actually, it must have been over a year because I remember people saying that they had to renew their subscription, and there were people that decided not to do it. You got to figure, I think part of those people that have it, if they have bought the extra year, so if they already spent the $200, now you're into the unit at, it was what, 699 or 799, whatever. I think it was, wasn't it $100 more? Yes, it was 699. It was $100 more than the Garmin R10. You're into it for 700 plus the 200. You're into it for 900 now. So those people that are into it for 900 are a lot less likely to want to part from it, at least in my opinion. One thing I even messaged Rasto about, it only hooks up to tablet or phone, not PC. Difficult to hook up to OBS. Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's dumb. Well, isn't there? I know you don't use GS Pro, but there's definitely a GS Pro connector. Can't you use? Can you use that connector for your computer and just use TGC 2019? Do they not have as many like community-made connectors as GS Pro does? Because people definitely use the MLM2 Pro with GS Pro, so they have to be hooking it up to their computer. Unless they somehow jerry rig it, which used to be the case for the Garmin. People would have to run the Garmin on their phone and then somehow put that information over into their computer and then into GS Pro. It could be something like that. It is pretty crazy though that Square got like the official integration into GS Pro like really quick, like really quick. So quick, it literally wasn't official when I ordered it, and by the time I got it, it was official, which I kind of took a gamble on, but it worked out in my favor. And even more so than just like the connection, it was still unclear because the connection wasn't out and people were kind of making their own. It was unclear if they were going to charge for GS Pro. So again, I took a gamble on that, and I think Square ultimately made the right decision for their customers. I need a projector though. Someone's got to hook me up with a projector. I know I'm still considered a small channel, but if any of those companies were smart, they would send me a projector, and that projector would be featured in every single video from here on out that I do in the garage. Funny enough, when I was between the MLM2 Pro and GS Pro back in April, I reached out to Rapsodo. Who knows if it got lost or whatever, but I reached out to him and I sent him an email or a message, and they sounds like a plan. Good luck. Plan about what? Um, the projector. Um, I sent an email to Rapsodo about getting a unit, and they just goes to me. Projector. Yeah. I reached out to two companies for a projector, and so far crickets. Can of Smoke, if you're still in here, did you reach out to Rapsodo or did they reach out to you? Honestly, though, instead of me just waiting, I'm probably just going to buy a cheap one on Amazon. So I'm just going to end up spending money on it and just buying one. Because I don't blame anyone for getting one or whatever, getting anything for free. I don't blame anyone. And if I got a projector, it would probably be a similar case where I would feel kind of obligated to only say good things about it. But I do value being able to say if something sucks or not, which I haven't crossed that bridge of having those opportunities. But something like the battery with Square, if I got sent that Square for free and this battery's been a little bit touchy, you wouldn't hear me talking about that. Same thing with the putting. I mean, overall, I've probably been like 90% positive with the Square, but even that, like the average consumer wants to know that stuff. It's probably why I'll never get a sponsor for anything. To be honest, won't suck ass to any company. I know. I was just thinking that. I mean, like even like it obviously it depends what you're getting and the value of it, but like there's a price tag on everything. So like even like at $1,000, if you're getting $1,000 thing for free, if you're gonna like make that a centerpiece of what you're doing, for me, like it's not like I like it's not like I'm extremely desperate for that. It's not like they're giving you $1,000. They're giving you something that's worth 1,000. But it's not like I'm that desperate for something like that where I would like need to use it and then sell it right away or after I'm done with like the contract or whatever. To me, like $1,000, I don't know. I would have to actually like that would be a decision of like, do I want to take this thing and like not be able to speak freely about it or I mean, easier said than done when I haven't had that opportunity, but still using elevation to adjust your distances, score more accurate on that. Um, Honestly, I haven't. You've seen like the live streams have been the vast majority, almost all of it. Like I haven't gone out there by myself just like for fun. Like I haven't gone out there and played GS Pro just for fun. Um, so everything you've seen has been I mean, again, I only got it. I got it Friday afternoon, so I haven't had it that long. But everything you've seen on GS Pro is what I've done. So I'm still kind of in a testing phase of where I need to be at with that. But it is my understanding that within Square you can go either 0, 5%, or 10%. And it's my understanding when you go over to GS Pro that it defaults back to 0%. So far, even again, limited testing on Square, but so far I've found that the 10% number I haven't even tried. I've never even clicked on the 5%, which again, I need to test more and actually ideally wait a couple days where I feel like my back is fresh again and go out and actually hit balls. And if things feel too long, like I know I hit my 8 iron 160, 165. If I go out there when I'm fresh and I'm hitting my 8 iron 170, 175, then I'll dial it back down from 10% to 5%. Um, that's not the point, but I just haven't had enough time so far to test everything. But yeah, I'm still using elevation. I'm down. I was at 5,000 because the every 1,000 is 2%. So I went to 5,000 to match the 10%, but that seemed like a little bit too much. Then I went down to 4,000, and then I think yesterday I switched down to 3,000. So I think I'm at 3,000 right now. And over the past like almost year, I've been using 2,000 with the Garmin because I've always felt the up until about pitching wedge 9 iron, it was really accurate. But then once you get past that, even some 9 irons were a little bit low up into the longer clubs. So I've been using 2,000 with the Garmin for the past almost year. Say Skytrack sponsor me. I tell the masses that the subscription fees aren't worth it, and they should drop them like yesterday. Not altogether. They should be 300 plus a year. Actually, they looked me up new prices for the course play. I agree. Ideally, you'd be able to do that, and you could get a free unit and still say that. But like Smoke Sim Golf was saying earlier, he signed like a click to agree thing, and it didn't specifically say you couldn't say anything. Um, if I ever got something like that, I would have to have guarantees that I could speak freely about it. Longer irons are a problem for me. Hopefully, Square would fix that. Would help on SGT too. Um, I know. So I know with SGT, you've been saying that you can't change the elevation. You have to use whatever they do. I'm not sure as of right now. I don't know for sure. I haven't played enough Square or enough GS Pro to know for sure. But I would think that you may find that you're short across the bag with GS Pro right now. Because again, I've found so far 10% on the Square software aligns with the distances I would expect the best. And when you go over to GS Pro, it goes down to 0. So I have a feeling if you're playing SGT as of right now with the Square, you're going to be 10% short across your entire bag because you can't change the elevation. Like with me in the videos, I just play like rounds by myself so I can change it to whatever I want, but you can't do that with SGT. So it's $350 a year to play SkyTrack program golf courses, which are legit courses all over the world. But it's dumb because you need to pay $130 and then another $220 to get the course. Just dumb. $130 unlocks third-party usage and other training stuff, but they do through SkyTrack. It's really a money grab, almost like a scam. Yeah, I mean, ideally, I mean, not ideally, realistically, they're just trying to squeeze as much money out of their customers as they can. And in the past, they were a really good option, and they still are a good option, but in the past, they could get away with it because there was no other competition that offered anything better. So for years now, I mean, SkyTrack was one of the original ones. They've been on the market for a while. Um, they've been getting away for that for years. Now they can't do it as much. Otherwise, they're going to lose a ton of business. So they're going to have to adjust. That's all it is. I mean, it's them being greedy and trying to squeeze every single dollar out of their customers after they already spent $3,000 on a unit and they're trying to squeeze more money out of them. Same thing with Rapsodo. Same thing with Garmin, but a smaller degree with Home T Hero because you can either pay for that or not. And at least they give you a fully unlocked unit for like GS Pro. But pretty much everything else, like Bushnell, you're paying, Unicore, you're paying, TrackMan and GC Quad, like the Foresight and the TrackMan, those subscriptions are ridiculous. GS Pro goes to iPad users. I'll pay the 130 and then 250. GS Pro use their golf course because literally thousands of courses instead of, well, not thousands. There's like 8,000. Do you like the Garmin or Square launch monitor better? By far, by far, by far, the Square. But it's kind of apples to oranges because the Garmin you can use it inside or outside, and they're just different units. But by far, the Square has better features, more accurate. All around, it's a better unit, but it's only indoors. Um, Black Cloud is not thousands. If you look again, if that SGT, if you're curious about GS Pro and you're considering it, I try to look up how to hook MLM2 Pro to TGC or GS Pro. No luck. People definitely do it. Maybe join some Facebook groups. People definitely use the MLM2 Pro with GS Pro. There's got to be some free software out there you can download. They don't officially like it's not going to be on Rapsodo's website because they don't officially integrate with them. Same thing with Garmin, but people built it themselves. Um, Black Cloud, if you Google that SGT courses website, they update that very regularly. So every single course there within GS Pro is on there. And there's only like I don't know, Bill maybe knows better than me, but there's about like 1,100 courses, which is still over 1,000, but it's not like 40,000 like Garmin or even 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. So where limits the distances you need to use it, whereas the Garmin you need a minimum of 12 feet. Yeah, that too. I mean, I couldn't. I tested the Garmin inside. One, I was getting severe radar saturation, so I would have to pretty much cover everything, cover all the concrete, build all the Faraday cages. Two, I'm only 4 feet 8 inches from my screen to the middle of the mat. So that wouldn't work anyways. Even if I spent all the time and money to cover everything so I didn't get any interference, I still couldn't use it. So I think 115 last I looked. 115 for what? Maybe it meant 1,150 for the courses. I've seen people use MLM2 Pro for GS Pro. JLag, another guy, have done it. At least I swear JLag has done it for sure. Skytrap sim software would be worth it if you didn't already put out for GS Pro or TGC. Yeah, I mean Black Cloud doesn't have any of those, so that's why. But yeah, I'm like 98% sure I've seen multiple people um, use MLM2 Pro with GS Pro. Whether they built a connector for TGC 2019 or not, and you can use the same one, I have no idea because I've never looked into it, but they found you. That's cool. Yeah, I've still been waiting for that. I'm still waiting for companies to find me. Also, Hack Motion. I concur, Kenneth. There were 50 plus courses added between episodes of Between Two Biomes. What was that? 50 plus courses added between episodes of Between Two Biomes? Is that like a YouTube series or something? What is that, Bill? Do you like the Hack Motion? My neighbor let me borrow it. Are you kind of smoke? Are you delayed on the stream, or did you just pop back in? Because I asked you if they found you. That was like I think like 10 or 15 minutes ago. Which, if he's delayed, we're not going to get an answer now for another 10 or 15 minutes. That's Mashy and Mass's GS Pro podcast. Oh, I never even heard about that. I'm going to write that down. I feel like that's what we need to do for this. I don't care what company it was. I was happy my time was getting noticed. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's like a validation to where like all the time and effort you spent into things that people are actually noticing it. Because as you know, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that people don't care about and don't know about. It's not as simple as just like you turn the camera on and like record. Like editing sucks, setting everything up sucks. There's been multiple rounds in the past where I didn't feel like playing, but I didn't have anything recorded and I wanted to get a video out and keep up with my schedule. So I kind of forced myself to go out there and play. I know it probably sounds like, oh, poor me, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, as I say. Then other companies see you worked with companies and work with you. Yeah, no, I feel like I just need that first one. What was that podcast Bill said though? Between Two Biomes. Rapsodo found me because of Hack Motion. Do you have to return items that you make reviews about? It's dope. Or mine after? Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Usually they send it to you for free, and then they let you keep it. From what I've seen. I think the only times there's been a couple I've seen where people have said like when you get partnered up with someone like Bayside Golf is big or like Play Better is one of those sites. I've seen some of those people that if a new unit comes out, they give it to them for like 2 weeks and they have to send it back. But usually if it's the company directly, they let you keep it. Getting sponsored by Pro TV, that would save me like 13 grand. I mean, Joe Legowski basically did. He got sponsored by, it might have been Bayside, whatever it was, whatever company he got sponsored by. It was like a sim build out company. They gave him that for free, I'm pretty sure. So it wasn't Pro T directly, but I'm pretty sure he got that big upgrade. They sent him the package. He got like the really nice computer, he got the launch monitor, and he got a new enclosure, I'm pretty sure. Hack Motion is legit. I've never used it. I'm just I'm just raw dog in the golf game, so to speak. No lessons, no real training aids besides my swing speed sticks, which I don't really use. Guy made his own garage, has all the launch monitors too. He's got the Pro TV, I believe. Really? The Golf Busters guy? I'm definitely bringing the square in here next time. I'm gonna put it like, I don't know if this is getting cut off, but like over here in front of me, and it should, if I push or pull putts, it should pick it up, and it should know. Granted, there's a ramp here, so maybe it'll read. I'll have to have a tape measure out. Say I'm at like 6.5 feet right now, hitting these putts. Maybe because I'm hitting it up this ramp, maybe I'm hitting them at like 7 foot speed, but it should be pretty close. You toured Tiger Woods' facility not too long ago. Unreal. I think he'll get there eventually. Just a grind, really. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. When you put up enough videos that a lot of them don't do that well, you kind of come to the realization that some people just do it better than you do, and some people are more appealing to listen to and watch to than you are. So, I mean, some people, good for them. Some people, their channel just takes off right away. But I've kind of come to the what's the word I'm looking for? Not conclusion, but like I'm resigned to the fact that I may not be the most entertaining and appealing person to watch, which is fine. I'm not gonna like turn on a personality and like start screaming at the camera and being super like bubbly and enthusiastic just for a video. That's signed. That's sick. Grind is the correct word. What I was thinking of, I've come to terms, is the word I was looking for. I've come to terms with the fact that other people are more appealing to watch, which in turn results in better performing videos and channels and subscribers and all that stuff. On one type of challenge or deal, spread the word on social media. Try to get an ace on 17 at Sawgrass. You won't stop until you do it. Get the numbers up for sure. I know I've been thinking about that, and I've wanted to do something like that with the Garmin, but with weather and everything else, it becomes more difficult. But I definitely I have that written down in my notes. I'm definitely going to do that. I mean, I did an 8 hour long live stream putting, so I could definitely. It's going to be harder to swing that much if it takes that long. But problem is, I don't. I was saying it earlier, kind of with Smoke Sim Golf the other night. I have pretty much most of my eggs in the YouTube basket, so like I could advertise and like not advertise, but like announce it and promote it on my other social medias, but I don't really do much on there, so that wouldn't help much. It would just have to be whether people stumble across it on YouTube or not. Like Jersey Jerry, almost hit two aces last night on the square. I almost hit four. I had four that stick in my mind. I had that one really close one where we were struggling to find out how to do the replay on. That one was the closest. And then I had two others, I think, at TPC Sawgrass that I did replays on. And I think I had one at Pebble Beach that I did a replay on that were close. Watch that Jersey Jerry when he hit an ace on 17 or at 7 at Pebble Beach. They have the Golf Zone joint. Juicy Jerry didn't even hit a good shot when he got that ace. So we're just like he won the Masters. I mean, that's how you got to do it. And it really, whether you're a really, really good golfer, obviously, as my uncle says, which I like the saying that luck is the residue of skill, which is a lot of truth to that. But at the end of the day, a hole in one does come down to luck, whether you're a really good golfer or not. But he counts that shit as a legit ace, which is really dumb. I didn't see it, so I don't know what you're talking about. Was it not a legit one? Or you're saying it was on a simulator? I think he was hitting a chip 7-iron. Oh, simulator. Yeah, there's definitely. I say that all the time. People ask if I have a hole in one, and I say no, but I have one on the simulator, which counts. In my eyes, it's like a half of a. Don't change, dude. Joe's gotten too slick. You think? I like Joe a lot. We were talking about Joe. I actually did a collab with him like 2 years ago when I came up. I mean, if I didn't come up with it, I didn't see anyone else do it, but I came up with the idea of starting to do like the challenges between channels and like playing around and competing and seeing who had the lowest score. Um, I literally thought about that and started doing that. So whether someone did it or not, and I didn't see it before, I don't know. I really don't think that was the case, but anyways, I came up with that idea and I challenged Joe. So if you type in like Joe Legowski, Hosel Rocket Golf, I did a video on my channel and he did a video on his. We were kind of playing against each other, which is kind of cool. But from my experiences with Joe, he's been a good guy. Any sim golf ace isn't a legit ace. I agree. Played so many rounds and never hit a hole in one. I remember doing that with J-Lag. Yeah, that was back in the day. I mean, you guys, I know I've said it before and I don't try to harp on it, but the amount of like ideas that I literally came up with and then other people started to do it, like the same thing with those challenge videos. Other people started to do that too. I won't name names, but other people started to do that as soon as I started doing it, which is just it's just frustrating. It's like you come up with something, you try out 10 different things, 9 of them don't work, and then you come up with one that works, and then as soon as you have a little bit of success doing it, someone else just hops on it and just starts doing it. Seen a couple of those challenges. I don't count my sim aces. Well, I count them because I only have one. So, but yeah, I preface it every single time. I say no, I don't have one, but I have one on the simulator, which doesn't really count. That's usually what I say. I will be curious. Again, like I literally that was a an idea like I came up with in bed and like wrote it down. Like people, I don't think people realize like that was something that like I literally came up with like in bed one night, wrote it down on my notes, figured out how I would do it, planned it out, filmed it, started doing those, and then people just like automatically just start doing it and jump on it. Like I feel like people think that like, oh, I must have gotten it from somewhere, so they're just gonna start doing it too. But that's what YouTube and social media is about, getting on the trend. I don't, well, I agree. I know that's the space I'm in. Um, I get it, and I get it's like a copycat game and all that kind of stuff. And like to me, a trend is like doing a what's in the bag. Like I don't know who the first person was to do that, but at this point, that thing has become so diluted to where like pretty much everyone does a what's in the bag. To me, that's like a trend. When I come up with a super unique idea by myself, and then like other people in the small simulator space start doing the same thing, you start questioning, saying, "All right, this isn't a coincidence." You know, he used to be live when Trent broke 90 on the course. Literally made a plaque on the hole. Of course, he did it. It's really dumb. Eh, well, they're just riding the wave. I like Bryce New the front tees. I'm doing a series now for the sim. Yeah, and again, there's a difference. Like I did that too. Like he did the video with Trump, the break 50, which was became the most popular golf video ever on YouTube. Like there's a difference between copying ideas of what like Good does and like Bryson does. There's a difference between doing those ideas and making it your own versus someone that's like a similar size small channel and someone like that copying it At least in my opinion. You can have a different opinion, but that's how I feel. Can't stand good good. You also gave credit to them for their idea. I know. Well, I'm glad you picked up on that, Bill. I always make a point of, even like the video I posted 2 days ago when I did the unboxing, I shouted out Gary over at Golfy, Spike's Blue Collar Sim Golf, and Joe Legowski because they put out videos first, which made my decision easier of buying the Square. And anything I've done in the past that's been even remotely similar, or I've like had inspiration from someone, I shout those people out, which still, I don't know. I guess you could make the argument that that doesn't solve anything, but at least it gives people the opportunity where they say, all right, like he mentioned this person, they can go check out the other channel. Like I always make sure to do that and not try to just like the way I feel about some of this stuff. I'll get off my soapbox after this, but the way I feel is on ideas that I feel like I've had stolen. It feels like when we were back in school, you do a school project for like a group project, and three like say it's a two-person group project, you and another person. You do 90% of the work, and then the day before the project's due, the other person puts their name on it and they get credit for it. That's how I feel. That's the way it feels to me. But enough poor me talk. Hate school projects. I always did all the work and everyone got aces because of me. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's how it feels. That's the best way I can describe it. And you could make the argument that I shouldn't feel that way, which you're entitled to, but all right, 20 more minutes and I'm out of here. I'm getting off of this at 8. That late night the other night, doing the square on Saturday night, messed up my sleep schedule. I was up so late that night. When I was on there, I still hadn't ate and I hadn't showered, so I had to shower and then make food after. I ate food at like 12:30 or something. I like channels like yours and Golfy. I can put and hit balls and have you guys on in the background. Appreciate that, Perry Smith. Speaking of you, I shouted you out. I recorded a video today. It's gonna be a couple days until you see it. I shouted you out. I believe I took a screenshot. I believe it was you. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll tell you right now. But I believe it was you that asked me about the question mark on the. Yeah, it was Perry Smith. You said in a live stream, I took a screenshot of it. You said you have the XPUT, it's extremely accurate. Want to upgrade to Garmin? This looks perfect. Should I do GS Pro? And then after that, you said XPUT does the math for putting line and ball speed. Does this? And I said I didn't know what you were talking about. And you said there's a question mark on the remote that gives it up. So I did a video today testing that out, and I shouted you out in the video. Um, You'll probably watch it anyways, just because I said that, and hopefully you do. But spoiler alert, the question mark doesn't do anything on the remote, unless I was doing something wrong. What's this about the new Garmin Golf Launch Monitor? Go check out. They teased it today. When I came on, it was like 6 hours ago. So it was probably at noon. They probably did it at noon. The Garmin Golf Instagram page and also the Garmin, just a regular Garmin Instagram page. It was like a 5-second video of the new unit, and it said "Rain or shine, see you soon." So you can go check it out. It's just like literally like a couple second teaser. They didn't show anything, but they're basically implying that they have a new unit ready to go, and they're going to announce it soon. And as far as the background stuff, I get that too. I kind of figured. I think most people do that. Like, I'm not one of those channels. Maybe with some of these newer Square videos, people want to actually like tune in and like kind of like more intently watch. But I've also resigned to the fact that my stuff that I mainly do with like the simulator stuff, like the vlogs and whatnot, it's kind of just like background stuff. It's not going to be something where people take like scheduled time out of their day to make sure they watch my entire video from start to end. It's going to be one of those things where they have it on in the background, which, um, I mean, it is what it is. Fine by me. I know that's not what you meant, but I know a lot of people do that. But yeah, Perry, but the new Garmin is like the MLM camera and radar. Yeah, so if you look, um, Perry, if you look, I did a video. Um, it was probably about a year ago. If you type in Garmin R50 into YouTube, my video should be one of the top ones that comes up. I found their patent online and I did a video. It was a short video, but I just explained of kind of basically the cliff notes of what's in the patent. And I would be shocked if the new unit that's coming out isn't pretty much exactly what that patent stated, which is a hybrid unit of both camera and radar, like you're saying, and it sits across from you. But they didn't file that patent for nothing. So I'm willing to bet money that the new unit coming out is going to be pretty much what the patent said. If you know Garmin was coming out with the launch model, would you have waited? Yeah, I was talking about that before. I definitely would have made it a much harder decision. I said that. I mean, go figure. I've been waiting for the new Garmin unit to come out for the past like year and a half. Go figure. As soon as within days of me actually getting the Square, they announce it. Kind of my luck. But if that was 2 weeks ago before I ordered the Square, I don't know. It would have been a much tougher decision. I kind of figured that may happen, but I was tired of waiting. For real, I know. I mean, it's just that's kind of the way. Sometimes I have bad luck with stuff, and that's a case of it. But I knew that was a possibility, and I still bought it. So honestly, the Square is really good. I've been thoroughly impressed, and I'm not gonna like try to return it or anything. Even if like Garmin came out with a new unit, would still keep it. Kenneth is in the know. Just tell us the price and release date, okay? You're safe with us here? Yeah, seriously. You have a Garmin partnership or what? You gonna announce that? You're in a safe space. Safe space. I said that like Mike Tyson. Faith space. You're in a safe space here. Kind of smoke. You can let us. You can let us know. No affiliation, but wouldn't turn it down. Speaking of Tyson, he fights Paul. That's this Friday? I did see that. I didn't realize that was on Netflix. If it doesn't need all that space, great. I use a Garmin in my 18 foot by 12 foot apartment. Might be able to sell your Square, put that toward the new upcoming release. I don't think I would do that. Honestly, if anything, it has to be under 1,000. I may just buy one and use it in the backyard because like I'm not like breaking down the backyard simulator, and I'm still gonna use the Garmin out there. But if it's under 1,000, I would probably just save up for a little, and I would probably buy the new Garmin unit for outside and still use the Square inside. That's how much I like the Square so far. Then John Jones Saturday night. Wow, it's gonna be a good fight weekend then. What's up, Michael the Boss? Yeah, I mean Perry Smith though. As far as the Square goes, I'm at 4 feet, literally 4 feet 8 inches from the middle of my hitting mat in the garage to the front of the screen. So significantly less space requirement than the Garmin R10. Who knows about this new unit? Which I would believe if it's across from you, which that teaser video showed, it's going to need virtually no space like every other camera unit. Tyson's going to win. Not so sure who thing isn't set up and the whole thing isn't set up and fake. Yeah, I think Tyson's gonna win too. I mean the same thing when Tyson fought who was it? Roy Jones. He's done a couple of these fights. It was literally in the contract that like they couldn't do headshots, and they call it an exhibition for that reason. The Steelers went against the Commanders yesterday. I didn't get to see the game because I was at your grandma's. Yeah, I think they won by a lot. I was looking I didn't watch any of the games yesterday. I was busy. Um, but yeah, I think they won. They beat the Commanders by a lot, which I was surprised about. Tyson's gonna take a dive for a bag. It's all in the works. Do you see Rapsodo does sell Data Balls, just released Pro V and have Chrome Softs? I didn't see that, but I'm not surprised by that. Oh, it's 28-27. Never mind. I thought the Steelers won by a lot, so they only won by a point. But I guess I was surprised that the Steelers won. That's what it was then. Next game is going to be against the Ravens. I wouldn't be betting on the Steelers on that one. Ravens are really good. All right, 10-minute countdown. Put your burning comments, questions, and concerns in now. Let's go Steelers. Hey, for your sake, I don't really care if the Ravens win or not. For your sake, I hope the Steelers win, but if I was betting on it, I wouldn't bet on the Steelers. You have a future on the Steelers? For what, to make the playoffs or something? I actually think tonight's going to be a close game. Looking to hedge when they make the playoffs. What are you going to do? You just start betting every other team? Wow, you took it for the Super Bowl? That's a long shot bet. So once they make the playoffs, you're just going to start betting the other team every single game to hedge your money. Just need Russell to get hurt again so Fields starts again. I need Fields to play against my fantasy football team. I should have done it for the Celtics. I knew the Celtics were in the finals. I knew that they were going to have a really good chance of winning the next year. I should have bet that. And that year that they made it to the finals and lost, I bet a lot of the games the entire year that they were going to win. You could do that again this season. The season is still relatively young. They kind of just started. If you wanted to, you could just take money line for the Celtics every single night, and you would probably end up winning about 75% of your bets. Obviously, it doesn't work out that great because you have the Celtics are really good, so the money line odds are going to be really bad for some of those games. But you could do that, and I think you would end up doing really well. They have 6 Super Bowl wins. If we get this year's Super Bowl, we're at 7. I don't think you're winning the Super Bowl this year, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened. KC's going to win the Super Bowl. Historic 3rd year in a row. I'm a Bills fan. I hate KC. Refs are in their pockets, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's as much of a coincidence or not with the whole Taylor Swift thing. And when that whole thing was happening, people figured out there was like a technicality that the NFL is classified under entertainment, which people kind of figured out. Cash out early game casinos will offer you less just to get out of your bet. Yeah, I've seen that. I didn't know if another way to hedge it though, you could do that to hedge and just take your money and cash out early. You could also figure out and do the math if they actually make it to the playoffs and make a run, you could just start betting the other team every single game, and you could hedge your bet that way. Because obviously for your one bet, you want the Steelers to keep winning, but to be able to hedge that bet instead of cashing it out, you keep the upside of them making it to the Super Bowl, but you can start making some money back by betting the other teams, if that makes sense. Do you have a request next time the score in GS Pro and you're rested, drop the elevation to 0 and see how the distance compare? All right, I can do that. I'll write that down. I still got to do your I forget what it was, sanctuary. I have it written down. Your sanctuary request at actual course elevation. I still got to do that too. But the whole square thing kind of sidetracked me. All right, Bogeyman Bill. I wrote it down and I took a picture of that message. Kissy's coming to Buffalo this weekend. Heard the city is all talk about Taylor Swift. Cannot stand her either. I wouldn't be surprised. Um, I may even bet on it. I think the Bills, that's going to be an upset because the Kansas City, I would think, would be favored, or if not, it's going to be really close. I think the Bills give them the first loss of the year. Plus the Steelers are playing Kansas City Christmas Eve. Got the Steelers at plus 5,000, currently plus 2,200. Tickets went crazy high for that game. Just because of her, that's true. Ugh. I've been saying the Bills should lose to Kansas City because they always beat them in the playoffs regular season, get knocked out of the playoffs by them. So reverse psychology. Have another turkey sandwich tonight? I don't know. I was just thinking about that, Dorico. Funny you say that. I made the bread that I have was kind of small, so I used 4 pieces of bread last night with mayo and salt and pepper, like I said on it, and I basically made 4 open-faced turkey sandwiches. So I was debating whether I want to have turkey again for the second night in a row, or if I want to make something else and then get excited about having turkey again tomorrow, because I do have like 20 pounds worth of turkey at this point. Thank you. Very curious to see how it compares. It's going to be short, especially considering that even with the Garmin, I used 2000 as like my baseline. So it's definitely going to be short. But the question is, how short will it be? It's just tough. Even those like that's why like I default back to Joe Legowski for those like intricate tests because he literally used to be a professional golfer. I could just be having a bad day. Like I could be having a good day or a bad day hitting the ball, and that's gonna affect like my test. So I could test it and just not be hitting the ball good and think it's short, but really it was just me not swinging it good, which is kind of why I'm hesitant to kind of do some kind of definitive tests like that versus like the thing I did today with the shot shaping. Like I can't whether I was hitting it my stock distances or not. That's kind of hard to mess up. Gotta go to sleep. Join next stream after school. All right, sounds good. I'm about to get out of here too. Another 3 minutes. Call it quits at 8 o'clock. What I'll probably do, Bill, I'll probably kind of do like a 3-in-1 type of video. So I'll set it down to 0 and I'll just go to the range and I'll hit multiple shots, see what kind of distance I'm getting with 0. Then I'll go up to like 2,000, which I used at Garmin, see what those distances are, and then I'll go up to 3 or 4,000, whatever I've been using now with the square, and I'll see which ones line up the best. I mean, it's easy again. I won't even be necessarily blame you guys if you think that I shouldn't be using the altitude, but I know for a fact what I hit on course and what I'm used to. Like whether I'm doing that or not, which I think I am, and on course I know I am. I need to have the distances to be like, if like my 8 iron, I know, especially with these P770s that are higher spinning, they're way more better and accurate on like distance control type of stuff versus some game improvement clubs that have hot spots in them. Um, like my P770s, the smaller face and everything, and then being forged, they're very consistent dispersion wise and distance wise. So I know for a fact my 8 iron is like 160, 165, which isn't even that crazy for an 8 iron. But if I'm getting like 140, I know it's low. And if I'm getting like 175, I know I'm too high. So do you get clubs too, or just toys and launch monitor? No clubs, don't know if I'll get sponsored by those companies. Roger that. Yeah, that'd be sweet. I think the really big guys, I think, I mean, I don't know, but I think they get units sent for free, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those companies throw in some promotion money and some advertising dollars to get them to do it. So that's the ultimate goal. Not only get the units for free, but then get paid to do it on top of it. Because at a certain point, you get big enough, all these different companies are sending you stuff. You can only use one launch monitor at a time, so you're gonna have like 5 of them on a shelf unless you sell them. You can't beat the cold hard cash. If that ever happens to me, though, I will 100% be transparent and let you guys know what the deal is. Well, the thing with these launch monitors, you shouldn't have to mess with altitude. Scott check and test my distances on the course. Yeah, in ideal world, I agree with you. Which is why I always question the Garmin too, because like I've gone to an indoor sim place with that had an overhead unicore, and I was getting like high 150s, mid 160s on my ball speeds with my driver, and I had swings that were clocked at like 120 in the 120s, and I never even came close to that with the Garmin. So either the Garmin was low, the Unicore was high, or more realistically, I'm probably somewhere in between the two. But even if you have like the problem is it's a launch monitor and it's they call them simulators for a reason. Um, Even if you had a TrackMan and a GC Quad, people have done that. You're still going to get slightly different numbers even between those two units. You make it big time, do a giveaway for your paying subscribers. One of those launch monitors, right? Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I can only use if I get 10 launch monitors, I can only use one of them. So yeah, I'll give that stuff away. What's up, Miles? I had a Garmin club head speed at 150 and I just left. There's no way I'd ever swing that fast. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like the indoor sim place I went to that had the overhead unicore. They sent me a spreadsheet after the fact of every single swing I took, and I had multiple swings in the 120s. So again, either that unit was just not calibrated right, but it wasn't like I had one outlier swing and said, "Oh, I swing it at 120." There was multiple swings up in there, and like a bunch that were like high to mid teens, so like 118, 119, 120, that kind of thing. Had the MLM2 Pro pick up a 4 iron at 104. Don't tell anyone. That's probably close though. I mean, 4 irons are pretty long. Like I swing like my 7 iron, at least from the Garmin. I swing my 7 iron at like 95, which again I think is low from the Garmin, but not consistent with one abnormal one. I don't know. I'm curious once I get out of the indoor swing syndrome type of feel, which is still some of it, more so than that, because again, I have a lot of space above me. Like I can hold my driver over my head with my arms completely extended and not hit the ceiling. So it's nothing about that, but it's more so about now the $700 unit in front of me that I'm worried about possibly hitting and breaking. That's more of anything. But once I get over that and I get over the minimal indoor swing syndrome, I'm very curious to see what um, what kind of ball speeds I'm getting out of my driver on the square. What's my handicap? 8.9, but I haven't played on course in a while, so that either could be high or low, or as of right now, from the rounds that I have played, 8.9. Last time I played on course was last Saturday. Not like a couple days ago Saturday, but a week from this past Saturday, so almost like a week and a half ago. I played on course for the first time in like a month and a half, but it was at night for a Glow Golf tournament. How far do I hit driver? I average about 265, so I can get up towards 300 and over 300, but those are those few and far between type of strikes with downhill, downwind type of thing, or if I really, really smash one. And then I can also mishit them like 220, but 220, 230, 240 on average, like a decent, relatively smooth swing, about 260, 265. You'll be over that by next week. Took me a while to understand. I'll never hit the thing in my garage. Full power, what you have. Only thing, the ball went through the net and dented the wall behind. Well, yeah, I feel comfortable about that. One, I have two impact screens. I have the net, and then I have the black tarps. If it somehow got through all of those, I also have cardboard boxes behind it to even dampen it even more. So I'm not really worried. My one concern right now without ceiling protection is a sky ball. But when was the sky rocket the ball into the ceiling? Now I put gym mats on the ceiling. Yeah, that's what I need to protect. That's my main worry with driver. That's why I don't really want to swing it. There's like a 0.1% chance it ever gets through all those layers I just talked about. But 8:05, I'm 5 minutes past. I'm going to wrap this up. Shout out to you guys for stopping in here and talking about the new Garmin launch monitor. We'll see what they do. We'll see how long it takes them to come out with the details. But um, shout out to you guys for coming in here and keeping me company and chatting. Shout out to everyone that's a member. Um, and more content on the way. Go Bills. We'll see about the game tonight. I'll probably be back tomorrow. Whether it's in here putting with the square or maybe outside hitting balls, we'll see. Um, I didn't hit. I only hit probably like 5 or 10 actual shots today. So I'm hoping tomorrow I can do some like actual sim golf, maybe some my first GS Pro rounds, and actually feel like I can get my stock yardages. We'll see. So if I do that, and then maybe I'll hit balls again, live stream for Square. If not, I'll be in here maybe. But you never know. Sometimes I say I'll be on and something comes up and I can't come on. So see you, Ken of Smoke. See you, Bogeyman Bill. See you, Black Cloud.